Hey, good morning, folks. This is Jeff coming to you from Florida. It is Saturday morning, May the 30th. I hope you had a good trading month. I did. I met my expectations. Uh, what I'm going to do this morning is give you 12 stocks that I found that I think are all good opportunities, and I will explain the logic behind my choices as we review the charts on each one of them. Now, this is not investment advice. This is just what I do with my own money, and I share my opinions with folks. But I suggest you always do your own due diligence on the stock, DYOR, do your own research, and then make your decision. It's your money, and you are responsible for your decisions. All right. So here we go. I'll go over them now.
Okay, the first stock on my list is ANAB. It's a biotech stock. It has been falling consistently for about the last 2 weeks. But what I've noticed here is that in previous dips, it always bounces off the 50-day moving average, and we're getting close to the 50-day moving average right now. Now, you probably want to wait for confirmation. So it's at 56 right now. I'm guessing it will probably dip down to maybe 54. All right, so we may get another down day. This being recorded on Saturday, May the 30th. So Monday may be another down day, and possibly Tuesday. So you may want to wait for confirmation as it starts to move back up. But there is certainly a good opportunity here. And by the way, every one of these stocks that I'm showing you today has a relative strength rating of either 97, 98, or 99. They don't get any better, all right, in terms of relative strength. All right. Okay. Next on my list is ATEX, Anterix. All right. So this is they deploy private broadband networks. All right. Now, uh, what I'm noticing here is that uh, they've just had incredible upward growth. And what I see is that uh, they are well above all three of their moving averages, and all three of their moving averages are moving in the right direction. And they did have a pullback, and every time they have a pullback, they recover from it very quickly. This was a small pullback, and then they had 3 up days. Then they have a pullback 2 up days, pullback another 2 up days, pullback up days, and then a pullback on Friday. Now, a lot of tech stocks pulled back on Friday, so I'd be looking for them to reverse on Monday. Uh, you may want to you certainly may want to wait to for pre-market, of course. Take a look and see how much they are before how much up they are before the bell, and if they're down, you just wait. Okay, but they look poised for further growth, and of course, uh, this has a relative strength rating of 97 in terms of accumulation distribution rating. They are an A plus. That means that funds are buying this stock. All right. Next, I'm not going to take credit for this one. This one was from one of my listeners the other day in our live session that we do at 4:30 every afternoon, and this is Ballard Power Systems. They just look incredibly strong right now. Now, my only fear, and I'll point this out, is that they have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days up in a row. So they are ready for a pullback. It's just it's very uncommon for to have this many up days in a row. So put this on your watch list, all right, if you want to keep track of it. They may have a pullback here. You can see they closed down $1.27 after the bell on Friday. So that may be a precursor to a pullback on Monday. And that pullback may be a great entry point. Right. Next on my list is ticker DNTH, Dianthus therapeutics. Now, what strikes me about this is that they're just coming out of a nice double dip that you can see here, a double bottom, and they had a breakout, all right, on Friday. So this stock is perfectly positioned for a nice rise, and they're just moving up into their pivot area. So I would look for this stock to take off, right? Next is IMOS. It's a chip manufacturer. All right, not very well known. All right, I very rarely hear about it, but they have a relative strength rating of 98. They have an accumulation distribution rating of what is it? Oh, it's an A. Okay, so uh, this stock is being gobbled up by a lot of funds right now, and historically in the past they've consolidated, moved up, but they're on a really nice trajectory right now. And again, be a little bit cautious. They've had one, two, three, four, five, six up days in a row. All right. So they may have a slight pullback here, but it's certainly moving in their favor. And nice volumes. Volumes have been picking up. All right. So this looks great. Next is our RFIL, RF Industries. Right. Designs, manufactures, and distributes custom copper and fiber cable assemblies and wiring harness products. All right. So again, I'm looking at the behavior. All right. First of all, this is red, green, and blue. These are my 21, 50, and 200-day moving averages. All right. And what I see here is a pullback, a 2-day pullback. All right. And typically that happens on this stock. It'll go up a few days and it'll pull back. Look at up, up. It had what, 7 or 8 or 9, 10 up days, and then it had a pullback, up again, a slight pullback, up again, 2 days of pullbacks. So I think this one's perfectly poised to move up. All right. It is maintaining a nice distance between its 10-day, I'm sorry, its 21-day moving average and the stock price. So it looks really good. Let's just check one other thing. Let's take a look at their earnings. Um, you can see this is nice. This green bar with the tick marks in it, that's earnings, right? So their earnings are moving up very nicely, right? That looks great. Again, this has a relative strength rating of 98. In its in its industry group, it's ranked A plus, right? Next is Revolution Medicines. I got tipped off about Revolution Medicines by someone else, but I've been watching it very closely, and I think it's poised for a really nice breakout here. You know, it is up in its profit area. Make no mistake. You know, some people would consider it to be overextended. I don't. All right, I don't. Uh, if you do some research on them, you'll see that they've got some really interesting drugs in the pipeline where approval is imminent. So this one has been moving up very nicely over the past 2 weeks here, and uh, and it could break out any day. Right? It did have a breakout a while back. It pulled back. This fallback here, it's just weak hands selling based on this enormous jump from 100, basically $100 up to what 135, and then up to 150. So look for this one to potentially take off pretty soon. It's kind of a buy and hold short term, right? Next is Satellite Logic, SATL. You know, the satellite companies all took a hit the other day when the Blue Horizon booster rocket blew up on the launch pad. Especially, I think it was ASTS took the biggest hit because ASTS uses Blue Horizon to launch their satellites into space. And then, a week or two ago, Blue Horizon had a problem with one of their uh, their rockets, and it put the ASTS satellite into the wrong orbit. So some of these satellite companies have been treading on ice lately, but There was a big pullback the other day, but what I really like is that this one always seems to pull back and it goes below their 10-day moving average, right, which is the red line. And they're closing in on their 10-day moving average. So I would keep an eye on this, all right, because it's definitely a riser, all right. Uh, it's pulled back here to what did it close at 951? It was down, 3.5%, which was common. Most of the space companies were down on Friday, because of the Blue Horizon news. And they may drop a little bit more on Monday, even though Rocket Lab staged a really nice comeback on Friday. All right. If you take a look at Rocket Lab, and I'm into Rocket Lab, not only Rocket Lab, but RKLX, which is the Rocket Lab 2X, it came on really strong Friday afternoon, making up ground. So keep an eye on this. All right. My ninth stock in the list here is Semtech Corporation. It's semiconductor related, but what I really like is that they had great earnings, and you can see they did gap up on earnings a couple days ago, uh, and then they had this big pullback. But again, and I like buying on dips. I like buying on pullbacks. Uh, you know, uh, asked me 5 months ago, I would be buying into strength. But now these days, since the market's so volatile, I look for pullbacks as opportunities to get in. And if we take a look at the 60-minute chart, let's just do 50 minutes, 15 minutes here. You can see they had this big pullback, and then we had another pull. We had Friday's pullback, which was common for most of the tech stocks. But if you take a look at the stochastics here at the bottom, my 15-minute chart shows that they are poised to move back up. All right. Uh, I don't know if the daily chart will confirm that. No, the daily chart just reflects this one down day. But keep an eye on this one. All right. It has been maintaining a nice distance between its 10-day moving average. All right, and it's held up. The pullback here, wasn't extreme, but it set it back, 4 or 5 days from where it was trading. So this could be just a great opportunity to get in. 10th on my list, only two more after this, is STM Micro Electronics. It's another semiconductor related stock. But if we zoom in on this, what I really like is that they have a couple nice days up and a pullback. A couple nice days, 2 days up and a pullback, 2 days pullback, all right, 3 days pullback. So they went up. They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, a pullback as expected. They had an up day, but then we got interrupted by the pullback in all tech stocks on Friday. So I think this was an aberration on Friday. I think if we hadn't had a pullback on all tech stocks on Friday, I think this would have been blue. We would have been up. So I've got my eye on this one. If it's looking good, pre-market. If it's up pre-market, I'll probably buy in before the market opens on Monday. Last two, Viasat, uh, another satellite company, big pullback on Friday. All right. And what's interesting, it broke the 10-day. All right. This little dashed line here is 10-day moving average. It's still well above its 2150 and 200, which are all moving in the right direction. 98 RS rating, but it had a big pullback. So anytime that stocks have a pullback out of a really strong history over the past few days, and the pullback really wasn't, you know, because of something fundamentally wrong with the stock. It was just the market in general. Uh, for me, this creates a buying opportunity, especially when the pullback is from $90 down to $80. That's pretty big. What's that? 12, 13% in one day. So this I'm looking at as an opportunity to get in at a really great price. Right? And then finally on my list, small company, all right, which really caught my eye, and it's Watt, W-A-T. develops wire-free charging technology that provides power at a distance for electronic devices that can be mobile or under full software control. Now, what I like about this is that they've had this really nice pullback. All right, um, they are they are just above their 20-day. 200 days moving in the right direction, 50 days moving in the right direction. Uh, they pulled back. They ran below their 10-day. Right now they've gathered it back, and I think it's at what, $28 a share right now. This 36 number is certainly insight. Insight. I don't know how their earnings look. They're showing nice earnings here. Let's just take a look. Oh, look at this earnings chart. Look at this. Consistent earnings throughout. Now typically what will happen is that this this stock price will typically follow your earnings line. So they are catching up to earnings, which is perfect. All right. So they have been really consistent. It would be better if their earnings were going up, but they've been very consistent. What are their EPS look like next year? Okay, so they've been losing money, but they're losing less and less every year. So $25 minus $6.46, 2006 minus 203. So they'll be positive, but look at these sales numbers. All right. In 2025, they had 633% increase in sales. 26, 173%, 27, 144%. This looks really good. So this, I think, is just a great opportunity. Stock that is trading at what, $28 a share, no doubt can certainly get up to $36 a share, which would put you up at, let's see here, 26 divided by 36. All right, that's 18% probably in another week or two, and probably go beyond that based on what I see from earnings acceleration and sales acceleration. So that's it. That is my 12 stocks that I'm sharing with you that I'm highly interested in. Um, Good chance I'll be in many of them Monday, depending on how the pre-market looks, how futures look on Monday, because I always, and I'll net this out for you, I always like to buy stocks that I have a high confidence level that are going to go up on the day that I bought them. I never buy stocks that are just sliding down. This stock 2 days in a row down, I wouldn't have bought it. No way. All right. Uh, I like to see strength, but I like to get in near the bottom anytime I can. I like to buy on pullbacks. Right. So or I like to buy on breakouts, because many times a breakout will lead to much higher stocks or stock prices. So that's it. Have a great weekend, and I hope you all make a lot of money. All right, that's it. Thanks for listening today.